Amara did not sleep that night. Tunde sat across from her, the small oil lamp flickering between them. For the first time in years, she was not alone, but fear sat heavy in her chest. "You should leave before dawn," she said quietly. Tunde shook his head. "I did not survive chains and darkness to run from you." "Tunde, listen to me," she said urgently. "Every man who married me rose and then fell. Some disappeared, some were ruined. I will not watch it happen to you." He leaned forward. "And I will not watch you punish yourself for the sins of greedy men." She turned away, tears welling. "You don't understand. This beauty, this power, it is not a blessing. It feeds on desire. It destroys men." Tunde stood and knelt before her. "Look at me," he said. She hesitated, then met his eyes. "I loved you when you had nothing," he said softly. "I loved you when the village mocked you. I loved you when you thought you were invisible. If this beauty disappears tomorrow, I will still be here." Her breath broke. "And if it kills you?" "Then I will die knowing I chose love," he replied. Amara closed her eyes. At first light, she rose without waking him. She wrapped herself in a dark cloth and walked toward the forest path she had avoided for months. The air was cold, the birds were silent. Her heart beat fast, but her steps were steady. The Iroko tree waited. Mama Iye stepped out from behind it as if she had always been there. "So," the old woman said calmly, "your truth has returned." Amara dropped to her knees. "Take it back," she begged. "This beauty, this curse, I don't want it." The old woman studied her carefully. "Do you understand now?" "Yes," Amara said through tears. "The blessing was never meant to make men rich. It was meant to reveal their hearts." The old woman nodded. "And what did you learn?" "That love which seeks to gain will always destroy itself, and love that gives endures." The old woman smiled. "Then you are ready." She handed Amara a small clay bowl. "Burn the cloth at sunrise. When the fire takes it, the illusion will fade. You will return to who you were." Amara hesitated. "And if he no longer wants me?" Mama Iye's voice softened. "Then he was never yours to keep." The sun crested the horizon. Amara built a small fire. Her hands trembled as she untied the waistcloth. For the first time since wearing it, she felt weak, terrified. She dropped it into the flames. The fire roared. Pain surged through her body. She cried out, collapsing as the cloth blackened and turned to ash. Light burst from the fire, then vanished. Silence. When Amara opened her eyes, she was herself again. Plain, thin, unremarkable, free. She stood slowly, heart pounding, and walked back toward the village. Tunde was waiting at the edge of the path. He took one look at her and smiled. "You're back," he said simply. Tears streamed down her face as she ran into his arms. "You stayed," she whispered. "Of course, where else would I be?" They did not marry with drums or dancers. They left Aroko quietly that very week, before fear or greed could return. Together, they built a small life far from whispers and curses. Tunde worked with his hands, Amara worked beside him. They laughed, they struggled, they loved, and nothing they built ever vanished. Years later, elders would still tell the story of the woman whose love turned men into gold and burned those who reached for it with greedy hands. But only Amara and Tunde knew the truth, that love was never the curse. Greed was. If this story moved you, like this video so others can find it. Subscribe for more powerful African folk tales that teach, inspire, and stay with you long after the story ends. And comment below, what do you think is the greatest curse? Beauty, wealth, or greed? Until the next tale, remember, A pure heart needs no magic.